Really excited right now because tonight Richard III opens at the Playhouse. You've seen the posters, you've heard people talk about this, and the star of the show in full costume, Adjoa. How are you? How are you getting on? How are rehearsals going? Are you ready?
The doors will be open, so we better be.
So you better be.
I love this theatre. I love this theatre. This was Ken Dodd's theatre, right?
It was, yeah.
This theatre lets you talk to people. It's it's beautiful and it's intimate.
Let's talk Shakespeare, because some people will be watching this thinking, oh, Shakespeare,
I know.
What would you say to those people?
Do you know what? I hate it when Shakespeare is made something to beat people over the head with and say, oh, you're not educated enough or you're not academic enough. He wrote plays to entertain an audience. He wrote plays for people to come and hear the story and be entertained and do, ooh, ooh, the whole thing. That's what he did. So when I produce a Shakespeare play, I do not feel like I've done my job if you do not get to the interval and go and get your ice cream and your gin and tonic and go, oh, this is good. Right, we'll see what happened in the second half. And if you're not buzzing at the end of the show, then we failed. So I would invite you to come along and just think you are coming to see this dysfunctional family saga, and that you're going to laugh, you're going to cry, you're going to be excited, you're going to be shocked, you're going to be surprised, and you should leave buzzing.
Tell us about your Liverpool link, because it's a big link. It is a big link. You're pretty much a Scouser.
I think Scousers would probably go, no, you're not. My mum was born in 1941 during an air raid in the basement of the Salvation Army Hospital. My granddad was a farm labourer who ran away to sea. He started stoking the boiler, and he ended up, he worked for Cunard all his life, and he ended up being the chief engineer on the QE2. My family lived in Walton when it was still not quite in Liverpool in the old days. My uncles went to Quarry Bank. My aunties and my mum used to go clubbing at the Cavern. And my brother, who's composed the music for this show, and I are like mad, lifelong Beatles fans. Always, always, always.
I love it. She needs a night out in the Cavern.
I'm totally, no.
Story,
once we've opened, that's what I'm going to do. I want a night out at the Cavern.
Keep your eye out for that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about you and your career, because what a career you've had. Doctor Who, Casualty, the list goes on. Bridgerton is the big show at the moment.
Yeah, it is.
What is that like? That must be incredible to walk out into them stunning sets, and the cast are brilliant. Just tell us what that experience is like.
So we knew that we were onto something special. I read the sides for Lady Danbury and I went, I know who she is, I can do her. She's my aunties, my mum, my grandma, all those women who find themselves in tough situations and make the best of it, which is actually quite a Liverpudlian trait, I would say. So I knew I could do something with her. But then we put the show together, and then the pandemic dropped. And then on Christmas Day, Bridgerton dropped. So I think everybody was feeling isolated, lonely, disconnected, and then this show came along that when you can be any race, you can be any sexuality, you can have any thought you like about whether women should be at home or out in the world, or you might just like a bit of will they, won't they. Oh, there's a lovely costume stocky there, and there's a nice castle there.
Series 3.
Yeah.
Are you filming it? Are you set?
We finished Series 3 just as we started rehearsals for this.
Okay.
So Series 3 is done, but before we get that on our screens, we've got the prequel, Queen Charlotte, which is a Bridgerton story, and that comes out on May the 4th. And Shonda Rhimes has written this whole thing. It really is fantastic. And what it is, it's like an origin story. So you see young me, young Queen Charlotte, young Violet Bridgerton, and you get to see how those young women came to court, navigated who they were in that space at that time, and made the choices that make them, and the relationships that make them into the women that you see in Bridgerton, the main series. So you'll see the young versions of us, and then you'll see us in and out, sort of reflecting on things that have happened, and then it goes back into the past. So then when you come to season 3, if you've watched the origin story, it's like everything will be filled in that much more.
That is from May the 4th, but until then we got Richard III. Just finally, why should people book tickets to see this show at the Playhouse?
There's jokes, there's dancing, there's music, there's despair, there's hilarity, there's ambition, and it should be a really fabulous, exciting night out in which you will be taken along by the thrill of the story, and you will see Shakespeare in a totally new way.
Adjoa, Andoh, thank you so much. Enjoy Liverpool. We'll see you in the Cavern. This is on at the Playhouse until the 22nd, and you can book your tickets now more online at guideliverpool.com. Thank you.
Thank you.